Hello everyone, Blaze here, and welcome to what will be the September solicitations for Sentai Filmworks Made in Japan. Before we get to that though, I thought I'd just quickly mention that I've started using my Tumblr page, which I opened like almost a year ago now, it feels like. But I've started using it, like just posting random stuff, sharing stuff. But the main stuff I'll be doing here that's sort of relevant to talking about it right now would be that I'll be giving like thoughts and just mini reviews etc about what I'm currently reading or watching. So if any of that interests you, then the link's up here as well. It will be in the description as well. So yeah, I thought I'd just quickly mention that. Just a bit of fun. See if you guys like that at all. Moving on. So Sentai Filmworks solicitations. Actually, before we get to that though, that for some reason the Made in Japan release isn't in this schedule like it normally is. So the one Made in Japan release is the third Patlabor movie, the last Patlabor release from Made in Japan. We're going to be getting the movie on Blu-ray obviously, as well as the mini Parto CG shorts, which is really cool. They were included on the DVD, like the old DVD releases, but it's cool to see them on the Blu-ray. I imagine they might be in HD because the CG shorts themselves, they were shown before the movie, in the movie's theatrical release in Japan. They were shown before the movie started. So I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. They only last for about 12 minutes, but I think it's really cool that those are going to be included on the Blu-ray, because by them being included, it means that absolutely everything Patlabor related that is, or animated, everything Patlabor that's been animated will be put out by Made in Japan on Blu-ray. It'll be the whole lot, will have everything, which is really, really cool. One extra thing to say about this release, or not really about this release, but about Made in Japan, is that since this is the last Patlabor release, it makes me wonder what we're going to see from Made in Japan in the future. I'm on two sides of it. I'm thinking that we might not hear from them from a little while again, like before. I don't know how long, but it could be like 3 or 4 months or something, or it could be in a couple, like we'll hear in 2 solicitations from now, we'll hear that they're going to be coming out with something else, because right now they've been putting out these Patlabor releases on a bi-monthly basis. I've been strongly of the opinion that they have Planetes, the Sunrise series from back in 2004, and I've been hoping that they're going to be putting out on Blu-ray. The only reason I think they have Planetes is because when those Sunrise licenses were rescued from Sentai Filmworks and Funimation, the only major one that major show that was missing was Planetes, and for me that just seemed weird, because I thought, well, Planetes might not have been the biggest seller. It certainly wasn't. It was probably a bigger seller than some of the shows that did get rescued from Sentai Filmworks and Funimation, and I wouldn't have been surprised if Planetes ended up in Made in Japan's hands. It is a show that has a female lead, so yeah, I've been really hoping that's going to happen. I'm quite a big fan of Planetes and its main lady. So anyway, moving on, let's get to the Sentai stuff. So, well, actually, I guess I'll just quickly mention the cover of the Patlabor. I think it's an okay cover. I like the stuff in the middle, but the background is pretty lame. Like, I hope the background changes somewhat, but I think that all the stuff in the middle is fine. It's better than the previous covers, because the previous cover wouldn't have really matched the rest of the releases that have been coming out. But anyways, so first up we have Argivollen, or Argivollen. I don't really know how to say this one. DVD and Blu-ray, subtitle only. Again, not much dub stuff going on this month, but it's this one. So here's the cover. Looks pretty much as how I would imagine it will be when the finalized version comes out. I doubt they'll change much. It looks perfectly fine. There's a series about 2 warring nations that have a giant wall that divides them, and there is a gate that is about to open after being closed for a very long time. And these 2 militarized nations are about to make contact and conflict, I suspect. Mecha sci-fi series. It sounds pretty cool. I'm certainly interested in it. It's something that I will keep my eye out on. And yeah, it's something I would like to pick up eventually. It sounds pretty cool. And yeah, the cover's pretty nice. So yeah, that's that one. Next we have K-On! Season 1, on Blu-ray. Of course, Sentai put out the DVD version of this. Sentai were also the company that put out the movie and the second season, so they're finally putting out a complete collection of the Blu-ray. This is the first time that the first series has been out on Blu-ray as a complete collection. Bandai obviously did the 4 volumes. So far as I can tell, there's not going to be any extra content on this release. It's going to be pretty much exactly the same, just a compact version. I probably won't get it. Even though I do need to save space in my collection as and when I can, I do have the space in the section that I have K-On! In, which is like a very small Moe section I've got, as you saw in my collection video. I don't need to save space in that section right now, at least anyway, so I won't be buying this. But the cover looks fine. It's the same as the Australian release. I doubt this will change. It looks perfectly serviceable, and it will probably be on 2 discs, I would imagine, for 14 episodes. So yeah, it'll be 2 of these 3 discs. I imagine they'll probably end up using on the Blu-ray, or maybe they'll do something entirely different. I don't know. I did like these discs. I think they're funny. So next up is My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. Again, subtitle only. This is the Blu-ray. It was previously released on DVD as the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray cover is right now exactly the same as the DVD. The Blu-ray, this preliminary cover might change. I wouldn't be surprised. Quite often the Blu-ray cover does look slightly different if the release has been delayed between the 2, but I don't know. Yeah, it might not change, but whatever. And it'll probably end up using 2 of these discs, I imagine, because even though it's a subtitle-only show, given they gave 3 discs for a subtitle-only DVD, I'd imagine they'd at least give 2 Blu-rays for this. Or maybe they won't. Like, there isn't really much need to. 12 episodes on a single Blu-ray that's subtitled is just fine, really. It's just at the very borderline. It passes, you know. But basically, this is a series about this guy. Yeah, the guy in the back is the main character. But yeah, but this guy is completely disillusioned with life. Like, has no hopes for the future. Doesn't really care about the future. And upon hearing this, like, someone in his school advises him to join like the volunteer club, where he meets these 2 girls in a love triangle, and comedy persists from there. So yeah, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. Don't have a great interest in this show, but I don't know, like, if I ever see it going dirt cheap, I might consider it. Sounds like it might be fun, but not something I'm going to go out of my way to get. Okay, next we have Appleseed. I'm quite interested in this release for a couple of reasons. This is a very interesting release. Here it is. So, Appleseed is going to be the first in Sentai Filmworks' new label, Sentai Selects. Now, Sentai Selects is going to be a mix between anime classics and the save editions that Funimation do. I honestly don't know why the companies feel the need to do these, because in my opinion, just lower the retail price of whatever release you're already doing. Like, I would imagine, just do that, like, and then people will get an idea that the price is lower, because the majority of people, they buy their anime from Amazon and Right Stuff. Like, yeah, there are some other companies in between that, but for the most part, when people buy their anime from those places, because that's really the only place you can buy that stuff a lot of the time. Like, yeah, Best Buy and other brick and mortar stores do have anime selections, but they're not that great, they're not that big. So to have like this whole label initiative where you're like, with the save editions, the anime classics, which are meant to be like cheaper versions like of normal complete collections, like, it just seems pointless to me. Like, yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, if someone's interested in something, like, just lower the retail price and they'll end up going to get it. Like, that's what happens with video games and stuff. Like, they just lower the price. Like, yeah, they do the platinums, I guess, as well, so I guess that is kind of redundant, but I don't know. Like, I've never necessarily seen the point in that stuff. But anyway, so far as the way that Sentai Filmworks appear to have handled it, I much prefer this sort of presentation compared to what we got with the anime classics and or the save collection, the save editions. Like, I think this is fine. Like, it doesn't bother me, as long as the problem I always had with both anime classics and save is the spines, not the covers. It's the spines. The spines need to look good. They need to have the logo of the show on them, not just like some horrible text and just look terrible on the shelf. Like, that is what's always bothered me. Like, so anyway, and for the most part, this looks like it will probably not have like a terrible spine anyway. I don't know, but there's also another thing to keep to mention is reversible cover. So Sentai Filmworks never do reversible covers. They never have and they never have artwork on the inside like the Funimation releases do. There's always just plain white. So to have that is kind of cool. I don't know what they're going to do with the reversible covers. I don't know if it'll just be the same cover, perhaps without the black border or this at the top, or if it'll actually be like a really awesome piece of artwork. But I'm interested in this release not only because of all the stuff I just mentioned, just as a general like general interest. I actually probably will end up picking this up anyway because I'd like to see what this release ends up looking like to some extent, but also because I don't own Appleseed on Blu-ray for this movie. I don't own it on Blu-ray. I'd like to own it on Blu-ray. And I found out something after what happened with the Vampire Hunter D stuff and finding out that that's going to be redubbed by Sentai. I found out that this was actually redubbed by Sentai, so it's got a whole new English dub on it, which I'm quite interested to check out as well. So yeah, that's Appleseed, pretty cool. Okay, next we've got the comic artist and his assistants, DVD and Blu-ray, Japanese with English subtitles. So where were we? That's Appleseed. Oh. Okay, so I have retrieved the images I just accidentally crossed off. So yeah, the comic artist and his assistants, which is, as far as I'm aware, an ecchi comedy series about a perverted mangaka who, in order to help him draw, gets his female assistants to pose or act out ecchi scenes for him in order for him to draw perverted ecchi comedy. Don't really have that greater interest in owning it. If I want to watch it, I'll just watch it online somewhere. But yeah, comic artist and his assistants. Cover looks fine, like manga looking background or whatever. It's perfectly fine. Like, I doubt this will change. Looks fine, unless they decide to perv it up a bit, which Sentai have been known to do. But yeah, that's that. Okay, moving on, we have Hama Tora, which is one that they've only just recently picked up. This one had gone seemingly unlicensed for a while for some reason, because I say for some reason because it sounds pretty cool and it looks pretty cool. Like, all the promo art I saw for it looks really cool. So yeah, Hamatora, the animation. This cover will definitely change. I think the logo will be fine, but this is no way this is the final cover because it just looks super plain. But it's about a group, I presume it's these two, I don't know, but it's about a group of people that have like these sort of like these powers, and they use them to be like detectives, and they have this club that they all go to at this cafe, and that's kind of like the headquarters of their mini detective organization, and they help out a cop, policeman or whatever, who is looking for a serial killer, I believe. So it all sounds pretty cool. I don't know if it actually is as cool as it sounds. Like, I don't know if it really is able to pull it off. It all sounds like it could be like something that's like kind of cool and mature, and the art style that's kind of nice. But I don't know if it actually is like that. I haven't checked any of it out. I haven't seen a single second of the show. So, but it sounds cool. So I think it's something I'm gonna check out a few trailers for. But yeah, I believe the cover will change. But I'm glad it's coming out, and it is getting dubbed. So DVD and Blu-ray and dubbed as well. So yeah, that's cool. Next we have Sabegebu. Sabegebu? Sabegebu. Sound like friggin' Yogi Bear or something. So Sagegibu Survival Game Club, subtitle only, DVD and Blu-ray. No, skip one ahead. There we go. So yeah, this is the Moe series about this girl that basically joins this survival game club at her school. It's supposed to be like an action Moe type comedy. I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know what this show is really like. I guess it's sort of just stupid and silly and slightly light-hearted despite its themes. Like, I imagine like loads of really over-the-top stupid looking action and some crazy looking facial expressions, like in terms of responses to what the hell's going on and stuff. and just like a bit fast paced. I don't know. I haven't seen any of it. This is all like just guesswork. But yeah, I mean, cover again. It could remain. It's not terrible. Like it's pretty decent. I don't know. I wouldn't mind actually seeing a trailer for this, honestly, because if it's really crazy and over the top, then I might dig it. If it's kind of not, then I don't know. But I can only imagine it has to be over the top and crazy. Even though the promo artwork that I've seen for it doesn't necessarily give off that impression. Like, given the plot, a girl joins this club and they're doing like loads of crazy military stuff apparently, and like survival game club. Like I'm guessing doing like practice military operations or whatever. Against each other, so yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it might be funny. I don't know. I'll have to check out trailers for it. And if any of you have seen it, then feel free to, without spoiling it necessarily, but feel free to give me a better impression of what it's actually about. Because I'm slightly interested in it. I think it could be fun, but I don't know. Next we have Nobunaga: The Full Collection 2, so DVD and Blu-ray, dubbed from the previous part 1, of course. And sub as well. It's this one, right? Yeah. So yeah, here it is the cover. Looks kind of cool, like sort of busy but not terrible. It looks fine, honestly. And given this is what the first collection looks like, I'm guessing that this is definitely final. So yeah, this is what the first finalized version ended up looking like. I'm pretty sure this is out now, because I'm pretty sure DM Friend 26 picked this up, I think. Oh no, he didn't pick. He picked up something else that had the Nobunaga in the name. Maybe it wasn't this. I can't remember. Whatever. But yeah, I have like a minor interest in this. I think it looks kind of cool. Again, it'll be something that I'll pick up probably later down the line rather than straight away. But yeah, looks cool. Next, finally, we have the big one from this month: Persona 4, the Animation Collector's Edition, DVD and Blu-ray. No. Yeah, DVD and Blu-ray, and it will have English, and of course the big news, it will also have Japanese with English subtitles, because if anyone remembers previously, the previous release of Sentai Filmworks' release, blah blah blah, of Persona 4 was dub only for the Blu-ray due to decisions made in Japan. They didn't want the Japanese version on there in case of reverse importation, but given it's an old show now, and given for another reason I'll talk about this in a minute, they've allowed the Japanese version to be included, so that's cool. And yeah, this is another in a line of Sentai shows where they're going another collector's edition, but it's also the second, I think, that they've announced that is an older release that they're going to be putting out in a collector's edition, despite already previously releasing it, like they did with High School of the Dead. So yeah, this is just a promo image so far. Like, we don't know what it's going to look like, but yellow and black always pops. It always looks great. So yeah, I'm sure this will look good. I don't own this show, so I have some interest in it, and given this will have both the dual audio, like with the English and Japanese, if I do end up buying this show at any time, it will probably be this version. And this isn't Sentai Filmworks related, but it's certainly Persona related. Aniplex of America are going to be putting out Persona 4 the Golden animation. Now, Persona 4, obviously an Atlas RPG that came out on the PS2, and it was made into an anime. And then there was a remake of the Atlas PS2 RPG done on the PlayStation Vita called Persona 4 Golden, which got its own TV series as well. I believe that apparently, from what I'm aware, the major difference is there is a different character, like a new character is included in Persona 4 the Golden, and the story takes place slightly differently. Just want to put something into perspective though, like this contains all of the original series, so I think it's like 24, 26 episodes or whatever, and it's currently on Right Stuff for $89 or something. And remember, this is a collector's edition, so $89, Blu-ray, DVD, and it'll have a bunch of extras included as well. This is the Persona 4 Golden Animation Volume 1. It has 6 episodes. It does not have a dub. and it is $90 or $70, between $70 and $90. I can't remember which, but it's around there. I doubt the box is going to be chipboard, and like I said, there's no dub. It does have a soundtrack, and it will have a book and these art cards, but Jesus Christ, Aniplex of America, like, I have 100% reached the end of my tether. I will still buy things from Aniplex of America that I absolutely just cannot live without, like certain shows that they'll put out, and I just like, I need this show, I have to have it. I will still support them every now and then, but holy crap, like, it's ridiculous. Like, how can you put 6 episodes out, sub only, and charge like $90 for it, or whatever it is? Well, this one, it has 26, dual combo, and it'll have way more extras than this one does, like the complete show, and it'll be $90 as well. I mean, it's bizarre. Like, at the very least, I can't. The problem, like, what's really just pretty much burnt the bridge with Aniplex of America pretty much to the point there's nothing left of that bridge other than the rope that I have to go across just to get the things I'm desperate for. Burning my hands along the way and regretting it the whole time. It's basically, you can't charge that much and not have a dub. You at least have to dub it. That is like the one thing I cannot forgive them for, is the fact that they're not dubbing it. Which means they are absolutely milking it. Like, I cannot imagine the profit margin they are making on each of these releases. It must be astronomical. Like, if they're selling well enough that they've continued this process of releasing shows in this way, like, holy crap. Like, if you're not even going to dub something, it's just like, when the show isn't a I'm okay spending that much money on something, maybe, like, if it's subtitled and extremely obscure, and that's, like, the only way you're ever going to get it. Like, we have to charge this much just to make back the money that we know we're not going to get from mass sales, because it's very niche. Then fine, I can accept that. But this is meant to be slightly more mainstream. Like, if this was being put out by a Sentai or a Funimation or anyone else other than Aniplex of America, it would probably get a dub, because it's the sort of thing that would have a touch. It's amazing, because you think how popular Persona 4 is, and the Persona franchise is amongst video, like, gamers in America and stuff. Like, this has the potential to sell really well, but you don't dub it and you charge a fortune for it, no one's going to buy it. So they're missing out on, like, mass sales as far as I'm concerned, and this is a Sentai video, so I'm not going to go on about it too long, but holy crap, ridiculous. So anyway, that's the Sentai Filmworks Made in Japan Solicitations, as well as my Tumblr page, again in the description, check that out if you like, as well as obviously the rant about Aniplex of America. So yeah, I'm in Blaze, thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.